But he's never returned, has he?
Fat Cavill?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he has.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Do you hide out when that happens?
Yeah, pretty much. I have my off-season periods where I relax and enjoy myself, and that's when Fat Cavill's back. Fat Cavill's back every year. He's a regular fixture.
Nobody really calls you that.
No, I mean, no, not anymore, because now I'm bigger.
And are you signed on to play Supes for how many times?
I am signed on with... This Justice League 1 is the end of my 3-movie contract. And so then we do another one, ideally. Right?
Right? Look at that.
And then we...
But then you ask for so much more money.
Well, I mean,
oh, come on.
Have you asked for more money? Yes.
Percentages? Yeah. No, you've got to do that.
Of course.
Yeah,
everything scales
up
the way it works.
Justice League is starting up relatively soon as well. So I heard that George Miller is actually producing Justice League. Do you know if he has any involvement in that?
I have heard nothing so far.
Okay, fair enough. Have you seen the script yet, or you?
I have. I can tell you nothing.
Well, tell me about. Are you excited?
No.
Are you excited about the scope of it? Anything?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're talking about Justice League here, so it is the DC cinematic universe is finally getting its chance to really grow in this one, and I think all the characters are fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to being a part of that whole gig.
Yeah. I'm mixing it up with the likes of Jason Momoa, etc. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Jason's great. Big fan of Jason's.
Superman and Batman are going to fight it out to the death. I have no idea which side I should be on.
Superman.
Well, of course you'd say that. Really, why?
Because Superman's the nice guy. He's the good guy who tries to do everything right all the time. Batman's just incredibly moody.
Ben Affleck did a good job at that.
Ben is a very good actor.
All right, I've been doing this with everybody. It's real quick. It's a lightning round of, this is a versus movie, so 5 verses. I'm gonna give you options. You pick which one.
Okay.
Ready? All right. Krav Maga or Taekwondo?
I would say Krav Maga.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Okay. $1 billion or the ability to fly?
Fly.
Okay. Football versus basketball?
Football.
Okay. And all-powerful or all-knowing?
All-knowing.
All right.
Were the suits particularly sweaty? Because there is an official remedy for that. We actually got sent official Batman v Superman eau de toilette. Now,
Is that right?
I'm not sure if that's a mixture of both of your musks or one of your. I'm not sure how they did they get that from the suit.
I wondered why they kept wiping me down and wanting to.
That's what it is.
Eau de toilette. It's got you on the box, so maybe it's.
Hey, you're on the box as
You're
well.
around the corner as well. It's quite pungent.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, that's Ben.
That's mostly Ben.
That's definitely
Let's
Ben.
see.
It's what I'm wearing today. People have been giving me
frisky.
some funny looks.
Yeah.
Risky and exciting.
Yeah, go ahead. Take a little head of that.
Oh, I can smell it. I have many memories of that scent.
Okay, this is an intense question.
Yes.
Batman v Superman has led me to this question right now.
Mm-hmm.
In a completely ridiculous fake world, who would be the better president? Batman or Superman? I feel like you're a little prejudiced.
No, this is a good question because
Thank you.
being a president requires certain things which I'm not too sure Superman could do.
Oh.
It's more
Like what? Buy a normal pair of pants in a store?
yeah. Superman puts his pants on both legs at the same time.
And I just realized while you were talking that this is a trick question because Superman's an alien anyways, not a natural-born citizen. Ha-ha, you passed.
Yeah.
Way to go!
It's an interesting story point because it's probably a reality. And no one's to blame. No one does anything wrong. They're just following their own feelings. If there were to be a superpowered alien who exists, who despite saving the world is superpowered and is uncontrollable, people would fear him. And Batman's perspective is, yeah, okay, he saved the world, but what if he decides to destroy the world? Then we can't stop him. And he goes down the route of stopping him before it becomes a problem, which is, you can argue against that, and certainly, as the guy who plays Superman, I would, but it's an interesting thing to experience because the world would view a hero like this in very different ways. And hopefully this movie explores it enough so we get some of the answers. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of another character that needs a vehicle to get around. Any superheroes that need a vehicle? Green Lantern? No vehicle. Flash? No vehicle. Aquaman? Should I keep going?
No, I'm not Superman. I'm just a mild-mannered journalist who happens to look identical to the most recognizable man in the world.
The hair is different too. There's a few characteristics. There's one which I've said before, and that is the fact that he always tries to do right. It's his instinct to do right, and I like to think that that's me as well. I know I have my moments where perhaps I need to check myself and say, no, do the right thing, don't do that thing which you kind of want to do the right thing.
So there's never a time when Henry Cavill's a bit of a naughty boy then?
You may be putting words into my mouth. I would say that there may be, there may not be.
We'll leave it as that.
Yeah, Ben's a very large man.
Yes,
That
indeed
surprised
he
me the
is,
most.
isn't he?
I was
You're
surprised.
a very large man.
Thank you very much.
In a good way,
Yes.
good way.
Thank you very much as well.
Coming
Yes,
out all
yeah.
wrong.
I was going to say, sort of steady on. I'm very happy that you think I'm a big man. It surprised me that Ben's physical size. I knew he was tall, but he just has a presence to him, which surprised me.
You're pretty careful?
I guess so. I just haven't been in any situations where there's been a profuse amount of blood necessary.
And you don't have kids, because Ben's all scratched up from something he did with his daughter, he said.
Okay, yeah. Well, kids, I mean, I remember being a kid and my mum saying that she had to wipe blood off the walls constantly because there was 5 boys.
Right,
So
well, there you go.
it was essentially a household of war.
What do you think about the rumors that people are trying to campaign for you to play the next James Bond?
I think they're cool rumors. I don't know if that is even a possibility just yet, but if the opportunity arises, then it's something I would entertain, for sure.
Can you imagine you playing Superman and James Bond?
It'd be pretty cool.
That's too much for one man. It's too much!
And, well, you know, I knew that was gonna happen, that's why I kind of freaked out.
You got me!
Oh, well.
So obviously it's Batman versus Superman, so USA versus UK. All right? Very quick, okay?
I'm
so
carrying the burden of my nation
this
on
is
my
it
shoulders.
now. No pressure, no pressure. Okay, so bangers and mash versus hot dogs. Which wins?
Oh,
Sorry,
wait, bangers and mash are very difficult to eat in the cinema. So a hot dog probably win in the cinema, but bangers and mash as far as pub food goes, I'm definitely going to order that. It's a toss-up depending upon where you are.
I'm going to go with hot dogs.
Hot
I'm going to
dogs.
go
Okay,
bangers
cool.
and mash.
So rugby, American football.
American football.
Oh, here we go. Black cabs versus yellow taxis.
Black cabs every time.
Black cabs are pretty cool.
English tea versus Starbucks coffee.
This is Starbucks coffee.
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Is that my accent?
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
I love it. I know.
London,
That's
super creepy.
London hipsters or New York hipsters.
Is there a difference?
There is a difference, yes.
What's the difference between
They're
London?
all the same, really, aren't they? There we are. And then finally, British royals versus American royals. Beyonce and Jay-Z, of course.
Any royals, I'm just
Kansas City
royals.
When you do like the superhero landing, where you come down and land really hard, I know there's digital effects there, but what do you have to do in that shot to make it look like it's really you landing like that? How do they film that?
Essentially, if I can just get 30 or 40 feet in the air and just jump off a cherry picker or something and just, see how much my knees can take. And then they film that, and if my knees don't explode, then they move on.
No, but seriously though.
Seriously. You're like, no, but seriously.
No, yeah, how do you really do that though?
Essentially, you just start on your tiptoes, and then you drop as quickly as you can into what you would imagine a, pressure-taking landing would be.
It's amazing.
It's pretty simple. You get used to it, and then you start playing around with it and start twisting and stuff, and depending on how you're landing or where you're landing, it all changes.
A bit of the darker Superman in a row, or you're totally a goody two-shoes?
I don't think anyone's a goody two-shoes, really. I like to think I try and do the right thing, but no one's perfect.
So tell us something about yourself that others don't know.
If I were to tell you that, if I'm not going to tell others, then there's a chance
kill
of
me?
Yeah, I have to kill you and everyone watching.
Okay.
Batman is willing to inflict pain to send a message and give the lesson. Superman does his utmost to avoid that. And therein lies a big difference. Superman, however, has the luxury of that choice because he's a superpowered alien who can stop most things with minimal to no effort, where Batman doesn't have that. And that leads to the different methods of dealing justice.
And how was it to work those scenes opposite an actor like Ben Affleck?
Terrible. He's a horrible man. Working with Ben is great. I like Ben a lot. He's got a wonderful sense of humor, which is needed when you're playing Batman because otherwise you'd be a miserable person to work with.
I'm obsessed with just battles now. Blank v blank.
Yes.
And I've come up with a very comprehensive list.
Okay.
/ Rorschach test.
I'm looking forward to this.
Boxers v briefs.
Briefs.
Cake v pie. Do you remember empty carbs?
Oh yeah, yeah. I eat a lot of empty carbs. Don't you worry about it. Damn it, that's tough.
Right?
I would say it depends on where you are. Like in a cold country, pie, 100%.
Ooh.
In a warmer country, cake.
Interesting. Okay, location based. I'll give it to you. You're Superman. Pencils v pens.
Pencils you can write in space, but
Oh,
pens
God.
are more permanent on Earth.
You're full of amazing points today. Pens can't be erased. You have to commit. Pens require commitment.
True. I'm fine with commitment, but commitment's useless as far as a pen is concerned if you can't write outside your comfort zone.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Touche.
Got you back on that one.
All right, here we go. PB and chocolate v PB and jelly.
I think both are very, very alien. But I would go for PB and chocolate because PB, and you mean jam, like strawberry jam, right?
Yes,
Rather
I
than
do.
jelly. Okay. Because that would be weird. I would say peanut butter and chocolate is probably something which I'm more used to eating, so I'd go with that.
God bless you. And finally, Velociraptor v unicorn. Yes, I did.
Unicorn! Every time!
Henry, is it intimidating though to play this role where you're up against another superhero? Like,
No, not intimidating at all. It's exciting. When I heard that Batman was going to be in this next movie, it's actually a Batman introduction movie, I was very excited because that means we're opening up the DC cinematic universe. And DC cinematic universe, and in there are 1,001 rich stories. So I'm just very happy about that.
Gotcha. Well done.
Which Batman did you love the most?
That's a very good question. Excluding Ben's?
Excluding Ben's, because we can't just... You
No,
would have
so
to
I'm gonna
say
be
that,
biased.
right?
I'm going to be biased.
Right.
Christian Bale's.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like George Clooney.
Yeah?
But maybe because I like him more as Bruce Wayne, not
Okay.
necessarily the Batman. He was very suave, and you can really
Right.
believe that he would be a billionaire. Not that Christian Bale isn't.
Right. Yeah, I was like, ow, sorry,
Yeah.
Christian.
Now, what can you tell us about it? I saw the billboard the other day. It doesn't have any words, just the image.
I can tell you nothing, I'm afraid. These snipers are from actual Warner Brothers.
Can you tell me whose suit is more comfortable then?
I think mine's slightly more comfortable, actually. Yeah.
It seems like it'd be easier to maneuver.
Yeah, somewhat.
Are you hoping to play Superman in a video game one day?
That would be a lot of fun, yes. It all depends on the quality of the video game. I'm not too sure if I actually get a choice in these things, but hopefully, if a video game does come out, then I get to be the voice at least.
Very cool. And just before we let you go, because I know you've got to get in the theater for the premiere, what is the one scene or the one thing you're most excited for the fans to experience tonight?
Oh, okay. There's no one scene. I would say it's a sequence.
Okay.
And that will be in the third act. Your minds will be blown.
Very cryptic, but very good answer. So we're all going to be watching for that sequence in the film.
Thank you very much, everybody.